Good evening and welcome to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Jolie Santiago.
And I'm Logan Stolberg. As we come on air tonight, Conservative Speaker Cherise Trump is just finishing up her controversial speech to SUNY Oswego students.
Cherise, who has no relation to the former president, has received backlash from some students who say her views do not align with what SUNY Oswego stands for. WTOP-10 reporter Madelynn Cummings joins us live outside the Marano Campus Center auditorium where the event is being held. Madelynn?
Thanks, Jolie. I am currently in the Marano Campus Center right outside of the auditorium where Speaker Cherise Trump just gave a presentation and was met with protesters. Cherise Trump is the director of an organization called Speech First, that advocates for First Amendment rights and files lawsuits against schools that violate the First Amendment. I was told the protesters outside the event were upset about the presence of law enforcement. Those students made signs and were playing loud music against the auditorium door. Inside the event, Cherise spoke on her beliefs on Title IX, how she says it is a violation of First Amendment rights, and says diversity, equity, and inclusion on campus is unnecessary. Someone inside the event told me that the protesters outside outnumber the students in attendance. Yesterday, Speech First tweeted, "Student activists who can't handle a talk about free speech are trying to stop Cherise Trump from coming to campus. It's not going to work. We'll see you at SUNY Oswego tomorrow." Earlier in the week, college Republicans who hosted the event met with student organizations that opposed the visit. They said that the speaker made students, specifically LGBTQ students and students of color, very uncomfortable. Reporting live from Marano Campus Center, Madelynn Cummings, WTOP-10. Logan, Jolie, back to you.
Thank you, Madelynn. Earlier tonight, WTOP-10 talked to representatives from both sides of the debate. We also learned that due to polarization between students on campus, the college orchestrated a mediation between the Oswego Pride Alliance and college Republicans yesterday. In that meeting, both parties agreed to be respectful of each other's sentiments. There, the opposition agreed to stage a peaceful sit-down protest, but despite everything, Kyle Camille, the vice president of College Republican, says he's excited to hear Cherise Trump speak about freedom of speech.
Around college campuses or around this country, free speech isn't really taught much, and there's always backlash from the other side, and they push, speakers out.
However, many students have expressed their disdain about Cherise Trump's opinion on diversity, equity, inclusion, and Title IX.
Cherise stands for a lot of things that we are against. She wants to abolish diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. She wants Title IX to not include protections for non-binary students. She wants affirmative action to be abolished. She wants to ban bias reporting systems on campuses. All of these things that make SUNY Oswego supposedly a safe and accepting environment are things that she is against.
Trump has written articles expressing the dangers of Title IX and how pronouns endanger freedom of speech.
Also, multiple policemen along with a canine officer were present to protect Cherise Trump. We have reports that inside the point, where there were peaceful protests, were making posters. The atmosphere got very tense when students found out about the presence of the police on campus. Some students got emotional and said it was unnecessary because of the peaceful nature of the protest.
And in other news, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and SUNY Oswego's Title IX office is hosting events to learn about the prevention of sexual and interpersonal violence. Upcoming events include the movie screening of On the Basis of Sex on April 11th, It's on Oz Day on April 20th, and Yards for Yeardley on April 26th. All students are encouraged to attend. For more events or volunteer opportunities, go to tinyurl.com/itsOnOz-events.
Speaking of Yards for Yardley, SUNY Oswego's 8th annual Yards for Yardley will be taking place on April 26 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The walk is to remember Yardley love and all the victims of SUNY violence. You can walk/run/roll any distance of the academic quad or even participate virtually. Rain location will be in Sweatman Gym. For questions or accommodations, email lisa.evaneski.oswego.edu.
NYC Mayor Eric Adams and Police Commissioner Keechant Sewell honored 3 NYPD officers this morning. The officers were injured during a machete-style attack at Times Square on New Year's Eve. The attack happened on near 52nd and 8th Street. Authorities say that 19-year-old Trevor Bickford of Maine pulled out a machete and attacked the 3 officers. The 3 officers are fully recovered and back on duty. After today's weather, the old saying, April showers bring May flowers, is looking real true right now.
Storm Team 10 meteorologist Lily Zent joins us in the studio. Lily, what can we expect heading into this weekend?
Thanks, guys. So we did see some thunder showers today. We're seeing more rain persisting into the later evening and into the morning, but hopefully that'll clear up around 10 a.m. We're going to see this weekend, it'll be partly cloudy, a little bit warmer, and warmer temperatures to come hopefully next week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Lily. Still ahead, what a federal judge is saying about the city of Chicago.
And why the National Public Radio is criticizing Twitter and how it could affect you.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should we
told me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker. Hi everyone, I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist Lily Zent, and right now our current conditions, it's about 60 degrees outside. We are seeing some light showers. Those are going to persist into the evening and into the morning. And right now the dew point is going to be around 59 degrees and the relative humidity is going to be around 96 degrees. We can see the convective storm system moving across the state up into the northeastern portion of the state. Currently it's sitting around Oswego, Ontario County, and Syracuse especially. Even up in the Adirondacks, they are seeing some showers and possible thunderstorms later into the evening. For tomorrow, our convective outlook, we are going to have a marginal risk area in Oswego. We're going to see more risk for thunderstorms down in Ohio and even into Tennessee. And then up in Pennsylvania, there's going to be a slight risk for some thunderstorms. But hopefully, we won't see too many here later in the morning. And then across the state tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures around 60 degrees. It's going to be cooler in the western New York area and then warmer over in the downstate area. And then our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow it's going to be a high of 47 degrees with a low of 35 degrees and partly cloudy. It's going to be 41 degrees on Friday, and then a low of 30 degrees Friday night. We're going to see lower temperatures on Saturday, but hopefully that'll start to warm up as the week starts, and we're going to see 60 degrees on Wednesday, so that's exciting, although it might be partly cloudy as the week moves on. That's all for my forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Lily. NPR is criticizing Twitter for labeling the public radio broadcaster as state-affiliated media. National Public Radio CEO John Lansing is calling the action unacceptable and a violation of Twitter's own policy. NPR does receive some government funding, but the vast majority comes from corporate sponsors and public broadcasting membership fees. The National Radio Network says it is proud of its standards of journalism and independence. Meanwhile, other outlets similar to NPR, like the BBC, remain unlabeled. CNN has reached out to Twitter for a comment on the controversial decision.
A destructive storm system that spawned at least 10 reported tornadoes so far turned deadly Wednesday. Officials in Missouri say 4 people are dead and several others injured after a reported tornado there. Laura Aguirre brings us more as residents get their first look at the early morning damage and where the dangerous weather is heading next.
Bollinger County, Missouri, hit by a deadly storm in the early morning hours Wednesday. The number of fatalities could rise in the coming hours as state highway police there say search and rescue efforts continue. This savage storm system, threatening about 60 million Americans, is moving east after battering parts of Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, and Michigan.
Oh my God!
Kelowna, Illinois, still assessing major damage after being hit by at least one of 7 reported tornadoes to roar through that state Tuesday.
I mean, we're lucky. I don't know. I look at all this and I'm just like amazed.
We're just hoping that it gets by us and we don't have no more damage, but that's what we're praying for now.
Oh, she is a beauty. Oh my God.
In neighboring Iowa, tornadoes like this one in Pleasantville Tuesday weren't the only continuing weather threat. Hail the size of baseballs or even larger reported here and in several cities across the Midwest. To the south, more hail and tornado watches in effect for parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, including Little Rock, heavily damaged in last week's severe storms. The National Weather Service warns everyone in the affected central and southern regions to heed all severe weather advisories through Wednesday. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
The impacted area also includes parts of Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio, where a new tornado watch is in place through early evening Wednesday, says the Storm Prediction Center. And from twisters and hail in the central and southern regions to blizzards in the northwest near whiteout conditions forced more than 100 miles of Interstate 90 to shut down Wednesday, with heavy snow accumulation expected from the northern Rockies to the northern plains. In some places, over 2 feet, reports the National Weather Service, adding that life-threatening wind chills below zero are forecast in those same areas.
On Friday, a federal judge ruled that the city of Chicago is in violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. According to a lawsuit filed in 2021, the city allegedly failed to install pedestrian signals that are specifically designed to aid the blind or visually impaired. A DOJ statement reiterates that the city only installed accessible crossing signals at a quote, a minuscule portion of the whole. According to the Assistant Attorney General, the DOJ is committed to finding a remedy that addresses the discrimination against blind people in Chicago.
President Biden will visit Northern Ireland to mark the 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Agreement. Biden will visit Ireland from April 12th to 14th, but not before he visits Belfast on the 11th of April. The Good Friday Agreement was a peace deal signed by Bill Clinton in 1998 to end the conflict in Northern Ireland. Coming up on WTOP-10, Governor Gretchen Whitmer repeals a near-century-old abortion ban.
And a new study links between sleep problems and stroke risks.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that black.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
Score going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
But I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
Let's get into your health and consumer report.
A new study is suggesting that having poor sleep may bring a higher risk for a stroke. The study, published today in the journal Neurology, says researchers looked at data from nearly 4,500 people around the world. Still, the study only showed an association between strokes and sleep problems, not a definite link. With causing hardship in regulating the metabolism, blood pressure, and inflammation of the body, when it comes to sleeping, it is important to not watch TV or be on your phone 30 minutes before you go to sleep. Instead, activities such as reading a book can help to calm the body and fall asleep. Some possible good news for the Federal Reserve: job openings in the U.S. dropped to about 9.9 million in February, the lowest number since May 2021. According to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Ivan Rodriguez joins us live to discuss how this could be a positive sign in the Fed's fight against inflation.
According to the risk index, score for job losses, information services, transportation, warehousing are projected to be at the greatest risk of job losses.
Michigan's governor signed a new law that repeals an almost century-old abortion ban. That law has been on the books since 1931. It has not been enforced since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last year. Both chambers of the state's legislature voted to repeal the law last month in a 20-18 vote. Governor Gretchen Whitmer said she was slaying a zombie before signing the new legislation, calling the ban threat coming back to haunt us all.
The fact that any elected official feels emboldened to advocate for these heinous bills restricting access is cruel and disturbing. Those types of laws are un-American, anti-freedom, and frankly, sickening.
Lace up your sneakers and start moving. Today is National Walking Day since 2007. On the first Wednesday in April, the American Heart Association takes time to remind people about the health benefits of walking. It doesn't have to be long. Just carve out 30 minutes at some point during your day. The American Heart Association encourages you to walk with a friend. Be sure to stretch. And don't forget, drink lots of water.
Indeed, drink lots of water. Coming up in sports, Alex Brooks joins us in the studio.
Alex, what can we expect in sports throughout the end of the week?
Thanks, guys. Oswego Athletics had a rough go of things on Tuesday. Syracuse Mets looked to make it 2 straight, and the Yanks and Phils battled it out in the Bronx. All this and more after the break.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Alex Brooks with your Wednesday Sports Report, and let's get right to it. Starting off in Geneseo, the Oswego women's lacrosse team took a 13-8 defeat Tuesday afternoon. The loss was their first one in conference and are now on a 6-game losing streak against the Knights since 2018. The Lakers were outshot 33-27, with Geneseo's Emily Salinger having 4 goals to her name. The Lakers were helped by Sela Wiley, Shay McConnell, and Julia Quirk, who had all 2 goals. The Lakers will look to turn it around Friday on the road against Potsdam. Moving over to the Diamond, the Oswego Lakers softball team hosted a teal night doubleheader at home Tuesday against Hamilton College. Game 1 was a 14-0 beatdown by Hamilton that had the game only last 5 innings due to the mercy rule. The Continentals were up 5-0 going into the 4th inning when they exploded for 9 runs in the 4th to put the Lakers out of the game. The next game had the Lakers scoring 2 runs in an 11-2 defeat, as Oswego have fallen to 3-11-1 overall with a doubleheader at Plattsburgh on Friday. Let's stay with the bats and gloves in the Salt City, as the Syracuse Mets hosted the Rochester Red Wings today and took an 11-4 defeat. Former Syracuse Met Travis Blankenhorn have yourself a day with 3 hits and 3 RBIs, including a solo home run in the 7th. The game was tied 3-3 heading into the 5th when the Red Wings scored 4 runs and then 3 runs in the 7th and dominated on offense. Top prospects Ronnie Mauricio and Francisco Alvarez both homered, as the Mets will continue their series tomorrow through Sunday. Moving to the hardwood, the Nets are so close to a playoff spot that they can taste it. The Nets are facing off against the Pistons tonight and need to go at least 2-1 in their last 3 games to clinch the final number 6 spot. The Pistons are last in the Eastern Conference and are on a 10-game losing streak. The game is set in Detroit at 7 p.m. Now let's head to Yankee Stadium as we have some Yankees versus Phillies as they face off here as you see that little guy with the Garrett Cole jersey. Top first, Garrett Cole on the mound strikes out JT Realmuto looking to open up this game. We go to the bottom of the first, 2-2 count, runner on second. Aaron Nola versus Gleyber Torres, and Torres breaks his bat, but it doesn't matter, as that one is a base hit. Judge ends up scoring for the Yankees, and they are up 1-0. We go to the bottom of the 6th now. Torres says, "Let's run that back again, good sir." Slaps one up the middle. LeMahieu goes around, and he will slide in to score, and it is now 2-0 Yankees. We go top 7. Garrett Cole leaves the game. He pitched 6 1/3 innings, and he had 8 strikeouts to his name. Bottom 7, Jose Trevino launches one to left field, and that one is gone. See it, book it, pack it up for the second consecutive series win, 4-2, New York Yankees, and they're 4-2 on the season.
Thanks, Alex. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some good news after the break.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the Earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. While it's known that experiencing stress can affect one's health, a tip to help reduce things like stress or anxiety is exercise.
Exercise helps to alleviate the stress hormones, and it also improves the blood flow in the body. One could do exercise in different ways that could be found to be beneficial, such as walking, running, boxing, and many more options that one can find to be calming or enjoyable. And for some exciting news, if you look up at the sky tonight, you may get to see a pink moon. It won't actually be the color pink, but it will be a sight.
It is named Pink as a nod to the flowers and trees that bloom during spring. During a short time, the moon will move between the sun and Earth.
This causes the sun to look like a fiery circle in the sky, which you may see tonight.
Also keep an eye out for Venus and Mars. They will be out and relatively close to the moon in the night sky. When I first heard about this pink moon thing, it sounded like a band. I'm like, I kind of want to join that band. Sounds like a pretty good rock band, to be honest.
I mean, I am wearing pink tonight, so I think this is a
there you go.
Great night to wear pink.
There we go. You're in the spirit.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for the break with Scott and Kate.
Thank you for watching, and have a great night, everyone.